Listen, I know how exhausting it is when you spend hours and hours pouring your heart out online, creating content that you know is helping people, but it's doing nothing to pay the bills or even substantially move your business forward. In fact, it feels like all you're doing is spending all of this time and getting almost nothing in return. That's because we have something broken in your system. My guess is your strategy has been, let's post it and see what happens. And posting and hoping isn't a profitable marketing plan when you're wanting to make true lifestyle changing cash in your business. So today I'm pulling back the curtain on exactly how to fine tune your content so that every single piece becomes a potential money making machine for you all throughout the night. Like, we want your content to sell for you so you don't have to, and how to strategically design your posts that magnetize ideal clients, how to make your words do the heavy lifting for you so you're not always feeling like you're scrambling for new clients. They're already there. In fact, you have a backlog. In fact, you have a wait list. In fact, you have people in your DMs every single morning asking you which program, which course, which offer, which product of yours should they buy. We are going to turn your followers into high ticket clients, period, end of story. This isn't motivation, okay? This is monetization. You guys don't need more information. That puts you in information overload, analysis paralysis, and then most of you end up freezing. What you need is being able to learn how to implement the right information. And that's what we're doing today, baby. What up, my people, my posse, my fellow crazies? It's your host, Tiffany Carter, and this is the show that is going to help you grow your business, your bank account, that big, beautiful brain of yours, your abundance, your relationships, and everything in between. And because I love you so much, and I know you're my fellow procrastinators and overthinkers and overanalyzers, I am giving you one final chance, like literally the final hours, and this is it, to take advantage of my once a year only Black Friday sale, getting into my ProjectME Posse business and money coaching membership. Period. End of story. So it's definitely ended for the rest of the world. But for my listeners, you're getting a special extension just for today. For those of you who forgot, for those of you who have been having so much stuff going on in your brain that you lost track of time, you need to get in and join now. Now, there might not be any spots left as of the time of me recording this because we keep the posse limited to an intimate size so that I can, in integrity, call this a group coaching membership. So you have that feel, you have that accountability, you feel seen and heard inside of my membership. You're getting over $2,800 in free Lux gifts by joining. Now, most people are picking the annual membership option because you get 2 months for free. Plus, you get my Nail Your Niche Masterclass, which is a sold out masterclass that people paid $697 to join. So you're getting that, my Instagram bio optimizer to attract thousands of ideal clients and position your page, your bio, your platform to be seen by the right people, just not by a lot of people, because you'll learn in this episode that that does not work. That is not a plan. And you also get all of the bonuses. So my brand new 90-day abundance journal and planner, which is amazing. You'll absolutely love it. We made a fun sticker pack to go with it, plus my 3 sold out money making masterclasses that will teach you exactly how to cash in online, and my brand new abundant shower and bath meditations so that you can take advantage of this most potent manifestation season of the year right now. Put yourself in that relaxed state while having an incredible guided meditation and manifestation experience with me. So this comes out to literally $2 a day when you select the annual option. We do have a month-to-month option as well. So you'll see that when you go to the special page, and that is projectmewithtiffany.com/Black Friday 24. Projectmewithtiffany.com/Black Friday 24. You can swipe up. The link is in the show notes. It's also in the description here on Project Me TV on YouTube. You need to pause and go in here and join. There will be no offer like this again, literally for a year. And don't you want to get started on doing the things that I'm going to teach you in this episode so that you can cash in online on this industry that is only growing by the billions? Don't you want to take advantage of this insane time in history where you get to monetize your gifts, passions, skills, and talents and expertise while sitting in your pajamas, while traveling the world, while working part time? I mean, it's laughable, especially those of you who are my fellow corporate people or ex corporate people, or those of you who have businesses that you grew like the old school way without leveraging social media, where you had to network, you had to constantly go to lunches with people and dinners with people and do PowerPoint presentations. That's how I grew my first business that I still have. That's an 8-figure business. And let me tell you, it damn near almost killed me. It was exhausting. And it's laughable how much faster, how much more fun, how easier, how much you can shorten that sales cycle from taking someone from a stranger to a paying client online. It literally feels surreal where I have to pinch myself. And that's exactly what I teach you how to do inside the posse. So make a move right now, then come back to this episode and you will see what happens when you set your life up so you absolutely can't fail. Set it up so you stack the odds in your favor that this works, because it will work. There's no way it can't when you're following a proven way that I've used to make over $250 million online. And I've helped countless clients, tens of thousands of clients at this point, do the same thing to various degrees in over 71 different industries. Okay, if that's not enough, I don't know what to tell you. If I had $1 for every time someone has asked me, how do you make money off of social media, off your emails, off of content? Like, you're telling me you wake up and you have sales that are being made through the night. You make money whether you're on vacation or you're actively working. I'd be really rich. Wait a second. I do have $1 for every time I've been asking. In fact, I probably have $10 for every time that I have been asked this question, and I've made a business around it. It is insane what is available to you. Literally, this season right now that we're in, even if you just look at the US market, hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars are being made literally during this holiday season online, from product purchases to digital products to service based situations and solutions for people. And all you need is an ultra micro slice of that pie in order for you to cash in. But you're not going to cash in if you don't set yourself up to cash in, if you don't position yourself to do that. It is an actual skill, it is an actual art, it's an actual technique. So doing something from your ass, that's going to get you from your ass cash. And we don't want that. We want full, juicy, booty, luscious cash. We want bountiful cash. And in order to do that, I'm going to tell you what the catch is up front. You need to commit right now to learning 2 income generating skills. In fact, these skills have been voted by Forbes for now the 3rd year in a row as the highest income generating skills that you can learn, in terms of like the time and energy it takes to learn and practice something, and then what you get as an ROI in return. This is it. And what's so incredible about this podcast, about my Posse membership, about the content that I put out on TikTok, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on Pinterest, on all of the things, is a lot of what I teach you, you can get started on doing it for free. And that's the amazing thing when it comes to this. It almost seems too good to be true. And I thought that over 10 years ago, when I was like really looking to get into this space, I was more strongly considering it, but it sounded insane. Like, you're telling me I can leverage content marketing and strangers will trust me enough, respect me enough, where they're going to want to buy from me over buying from some famous guru with millions of followers, like an unknown person. And I know you have that same thought, because you're like, who's going to buy from me? You look at this person who has these followers or who has made all of this money, or who has this certain type of look or has these certain type of friends or their house looks this certain way. Let me tell you something. You're meant to help the people you're meant to help. This is divine. There are people that are attracted to your story, to your coaching style, to your teaching style, to your communication style, to your energy, to your sense of humor, to your tone of voice, to your mannerisms. You're familiar to them. You feel safe to them. They feel they can trust you. They feel like they know you. You feel approachable. You don't feel too far out of reach. There are people that don't like my coaching style because I'm very direct. I'm edgy. I swear I'm no bullshit. Now, I'm also very caring and I'm very loving, but I am not going to bullshit you. I'm not going to fantasy market you. I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what you need to hear in order to get the results that you want. This is why people stay in my ProjectME Posse Business and Money coaching membership literally for years, even after they're making $10,000 months, $15,000 months, $30,000 months. They want that regular coaching. They want that regular energy. They love that we do these abundance igniting sessions, these mindset sessions, and then always learning the strategy and the art form of these two high income generating skills. One is mastering the art of being able to emotionally connect on a deep level with your ideal clients, how to be able to build that trust and intimacy to take someone from a stranger, for them feeling so heard, seen, and understood by you that they lean in and they feel like we're friends, like you know me, like you're taking away the screen barrier, the phone barrier. And that's really what we're ultimately after, because being with someone in person, whether I'm speaking on a stage somewhere or I'm doing a sales training for a real estate office, you're in person with somebody. Yes, that is the fastest way to build trust and rapport. And it's the most highly converting form of sales, right? It's because someone's seeing you in the flesh. You have an energetic connection, right? You can actually shake the person's hand. And you can only see so many people and talk to so many potential clients because of all the energy that it takes. I mean, there's only so much of you to go around. You can only shake so many hands. So, the beauty of leveraging digital marketing is to get in front of tens of thousands, even millions of more of your ideal client with much less of your time, and your time leveraging by doing this. But in order to do it correctly, efficiently, and monetize the fuck out of it, you need to really connect on such a level of being so genuine and tapped into your heart and the heart of that person that they often forget that the screen is there. They feel like whatever email they're reading, you are just writing that for them. Whatever caption that they're reading, that they were meant to see it that day, and it was written just for them in their unique circumstance, in their unique way of receiving information. That a video that you do, it was like, oh my gosh, are you a fly in the wall in my house? This is insane. Like, you know exactly what's going on behind the scenes when not even my close friends do. That is how we remove that barrier. And there is absolutely a strategy, an art, and a psychology to doing that. That's number one. The second thing that we're going really deep on in this episode is profitable content creation. How to create content, whether that is how you're putting together and packaging an offer, your messaging around an offer or a product, what you are putting inside your videos, what you're putting inside your emails, any form of digital communication, how to do that so that it converts, it compels people to buy. Not even the word even entices. They have to buy. They want to buy. They're empowered to buy, but without any manipulative tactics. That's not my vibe over here. There are people who teach those. That doesn't feel good to me. That's that fantasy marketing stuff. And that doesn't build long lasting, diehard fans, diehard devotees of your brand. I want your people to buy from you over and over again. The most expensive part in a business is getting someone to buy for the first time. And I don't just mean in dollars and cents costs, but in terms of your energy, in terms of your time, in terms of repetition of that person seeing you, building a relationship with you, really understanding what your offer is. I mean, it takes 9 to 12 times on average of someone seeing something, including my current Black Friday ProjectME Posse Business and Money coaching sale, which I've extended just for these last few hours for my podcast listeners. I have had to talk about this incessantly, and I guarantee you what's going to happen when this is closed, and it might be closed now. When you go to the page, projectmewithtiffany.com/Black Friday 24, it will say membership is full if there's no new spots left. And I know we're getting close to it being full. So I don't want to like hype you guys all up to go there. And then you're like, it'll be closed for the year. You won't be able to get in. That's why I've been so emphatic about this. But I guarantee you, we will have DMs, we will have emails saying, I didn't hear about it, or this is the first I've heard about it. And I went to go there and it's full. Can we get in? Tiffany should really talk about this more. She should have sent out more emails. It's like, this is real because people are so distracted and they're looking at other people's stuff. Then they're buying Christmas presents over here. They're buying something for their house. Their washer broke and now they have to research and buying a new washer. And now they have something that they need to get for their kid. And it's all over the place. And we're being inundated. And a lot of us have our own stuff that we're dealing with inside of our crazy minds, my fellow crazies. And so you can't forget that if you're just putting out content just to put out content and posting more to post more, and there is no true proven strategy behind it that feels good to you, there is no way you're going to be able to convert people from strangers into paying clients on repeat with your content. And I can't stress this enough that there's an absolute strategy. I have another client that I'm working with now who literally has millions and millions of followers with built up trust. I'm talking die-hard fans, binge all of their content on all of the platforms. And this person came to me because they're not making much money. I mean, you would think it'd be like a layup for them to be making millions of dollars. And I know it is a layup, but it's not. Because just putting out content that people love, that people share, that people engage with, that's nice. But that doesn't make them buy. And what is the true mind fuckery of it all is that the content that I know you've been putting out that like, oh my God, this did really well. And look, that did well. And look at all the shares this got. And look at all the engagement this got. And then you create more of that kind of content because you're like, well, this is what my people like. So I need to create more. You end up in a trap of creating inspirational content where you have a ton of content vampires because you've fallen for the vanity metrics. I'm not saying we don't look at those vanity metrics as well, but the metric that matters is, are they converting into cash? Are you getting sales from your content? And if you're not, or it's not to where you know it should be, and here's the math, okay? It's 3% of your audience is ready to buy from you at any given time. So 3 out of every 100 people. If you are not anywhere near that marker, and I don't mean like in the course of a week, okay? I'm talking in the course of even looking at a year or 6 months or a quarter. If that is not happening, you definitely are operating likely from your ass. From your ass. And this is something that we're going to fix. And the reason why people are obsessed with the posse is I take the guesswork out of everything. We only focus on the stuff that absolutely works, that absolutely converts to get fresh cash flowing into your business consistently. Because you have a business. You don't have a jobby, a time and energy sucking hobby. You need money coming in like now. And yes, it's nice to inspire people and it's nice to make people feel good. And yes, you want to be of service, but you also have a damn business. And if you're not focused on the profits and making sure that you are consistently improving on these profitable skills, you are literally leaving, and I'm not exaggerating, millions of dollars on the table. That's where I was making a point of saying, why people stay in the posse long after they're making a lot of cash, because they know that all of these various social media platforms are like video games. There's updates, there's changes in the algorithm, there's new strategies that are working, strategies that used to work no longer work. There's different things that are really converting in email marketing and email list building that are now working that didn't work before, and vice versa. And they're not having to worry or waste time researching it. I teach it to you. That's my job. I literally test it, implement it, implement it. And then once I know for sure there is a teachable formula to give you, then you get it. I don't bother or waste any time without knowing if something works or how well it works. Because I'll also tell you in there, you know what? Some things, if you're at this point in your business, it's not worth your time and energy yet, right? There's a lot of nice to haves. And a lot of those things don't matter when you're starting from zero to $15,000 consistent months. And that's what the posse is truly targeted for, is that zone. So if that's you, pause, go sign up. You are getting literally my Launch Formula Masterclass, my Ideal Client Magnifier, attracting thousands and thousands of ideal clients to you. You're getting my Content Creation Made Easy course bundle. You're getting my brand new In the Abundance Zone 90-day guided journal and planner. I'm showing it here on ProjectME TV on YouTube, which is incredible. You're the first people to get it. You're getting my brand new bath and shower guided abundance meditation series. This is insane how much you're getting. Annual option, 2 months off, most popular option. I would grab that. If you're dead ass serious around wanting and understanding that the better you get at these income generating skills that I teach you in there is a direct correlation with how much money you make. And this is money that you can sell anything online once you know these skills. It's not limited to a service-based business or an e-commerce store or digital products. I don't care if you completely switch your industry. I don't care if you have you decide I want to write my first book. You can apply it to that. This pays off literally for the rest of your life, which I'm sure is one of the factors of why Forbes says this is the best ROI on learning is this. And I'm giving it to you for $2 a day, which is insane. I want to read this to you, and then we're going to get into the nitty gritty of it. I just need to make this point. Jamie Deck writes, "It's been a year and 39 days since I joined the posse. And if you took the time to write an intro in here, I highly encourage you to go back and read it, then reflect on how far you've come. It's like I wrote a letter to myself. A lot has changed for me since then. I own a smoke shop, licensed real estate agent, burnt out network marketer, but wanting to make my way in the online space. Also wanted to become the person to scale my store, wanted time back so I could travel. Fast forward, we sold our house and are now full-time RVers. Once our youngest graduates this year, we will travel. I've decided to step back from real estate. As much as I love it, it's not my true passion." Clarity received. Our smoke shop, our baby that we built from nothing, our brick and mortar mini empire, we decided to sell it. Making my way in the online digital marketing space, well, I've received almost $70,000 since April 1st. Started a website, TechBiz, with my partner. I'm selling an amazing course that has resale rights and an amazing community. Created our own little coaching starting this week, my business partner and I, and we have several affiliate income streams. Look at that. And I could keep going. It's a pretty long, it's not even a testimonial. She decided to do this beautiful, abundant exercise. This is what is here for you. And this is why I say to take the annual option, because you're also signaling to the universe and you're also signaling to yourself. I understand that this is a skill like anything else, whether it's skiing, whether it's playing pickleball, whether it's weight training, whether it's learning a language, whether it's going to relationship counseling and getting better and better at learning how to communicate with your partner. This doesn't happen in 30 days. This doesn't happen in one simple course. If it's that important to you and you want the results, you're going to continue to invest your time and energy and money in learning the skill and enhancing the skill and improving the skill, because the payoff is going to give you what you want. and it's cash. And it's because cash gives you the options to do whatever you want, to travel full time in an RV, to pursue your multi passions, to pay off your kids' college, to buy your parents a house, to get your partner out of a job that they hate, to go buy yourself that Chanel bag that you've always wanted and not have guilt around buying yourself that, to go get weekly massages, whatever it may be. You want plastic surgery, you need money for that too. I know I went off on a little bit of a tangent, but it also wouldn't be the ProjectME podcast without that happening. I am just so emphatic and passionate about empowering you to empower yourselves and to stop sitting on the sidelines and just hoping something will change. That's not going to work. So here's what we're going to do with your content. There is not one piece of content that you're allowed to have go out that isn't one reviewed by you. So if you're having a VA do stuff, you're having an agency do stuff, I'm telling you, you're half-assing it. This is not good. Okay. This is your brand where you're connecting with your people. You need to review it. Would you have a store where you didn't approve every fucking item in that store? I hope not. It wouldn't go well. Can you imagine a chef, like a true chef who gives a shit and takes pride in their food? Do you think a chef doesn't regularly check over, once over, taste their dishes, review what's going on in the kitchen and the best practices and how that food is being served and how it's being received? Those are the restaurants that end up getting Michelin stars. Those are the restaurants that have been around for years and years and years, even if they're inexpensive family-run restaurants, because they're in it. No one knows your ideal client better than you, and no one is going to be able to speak to the emotions of your brand and your story and your unique value proposition better than you. That doesn't mean you can't have people helping you with your content, because I understand it gets overwhelming, but you can have people make shit look pretty for you. Okay. I have people who make stuff look pretty for me and then like do the tech part of it. But you damn well better know that those emails I'm sending you, I write every one of those emails. That is a high income generating activity, and it's absolutely worth it. Every single video you see obviously has me in it, and I've recorded it. Or the B-roll that's being shot for it, I've recorded it. That doesn't mean I don't have someone who puts it in an auto poster for me, or maybe adds like the captions or something for me. But even the actual captions, like I'm talking not the ones on the screen, but the captions that go with the video or go with the quote or whatever it is, those are all written and or highly edited by me word for word. Let me just remind you of something, okay? If you've heard of the Call Her Daddy podcast, Alex Cooper now has $100 million contract, okay? Her Spotify contract was 60. Now she has one with Sirius XM for 100. This bitch, she still edits her own show and also edits and are highly directs and absolutely reviews every clip that you see of the show that's going on social media. That's from her. Maybe her team gives her some ideas. They pull ones that they think she would like, but she is the final approver. You heard how much money she's making. She could easily say, and she also has access and the funds to pay for the best of the best in terms of content creators and helpers and producers on her things. But again, no one knows her daddy gang, as she calls it, better than her. And I think she's a great case study at a high level. And quite frankly, so am I. Why this show is top 5 in 57 countries and continues to grow. Why I blew up on TikTok. Why I continue to have high converting content over and over again, week over week, where I'm making $100,000 consistent weeks on the line, is because I'm in my business. I am not outsourcing the most important part of my business, which is how you market your business and communicate with your people. Not a good plan. Now, like I said, there's aspects of it you can have help with, but you need to be the curator of your content, the designer, the mastermind behind it. You can learn how to do this skill from someone like me, but you've got to find a way to really get into it and obsessed with it. If you're wanting to go and make a deal, or you're wanting to have a meeting with someone who's potentially going to hire you for something, don't you think it'd be better for you yourself to go to that meeting versus sending some random like sales rep that you're paying? I'm not saying when you don't have a big enough business, you're going to have sales reps. I used to be a sales rep. But when you have a small business or you're starting out, you best believe Mark Zuckerberg goes to those meetings. Okay. Like it still does. Gary Vaynerchuk goes to the meetings. Tony Robbins goes to the meetings. Mel Robbins absolutely was sitting there when she did her book deal. That doesn't mean you don't have an agent and other people helping you, but it's you and you've got to be involved in it. Otherwise, it flops. That's why when I hear, and I hate it, especially when I see former clients of mine where they buy into this whole book in a box thing that I keep seeing, where these people are like, we'll write your book for you. And then we put it out there and we can guarantee if you spend this much with us, you can get on the Wall Street Journal list and all these lists. And it's so cringy because so what? You have a book that no one fucking reads and no one really wants to read. And the people who read it are maybe reading it because they're your friend, or maybe such a diehard fan, like a handful of people that are your supporters that are reading it, and that's it. And all of that money is lost. And that's what's happening with your content. It's being diluted. It's not potent enough where people, they see you have a video come up in their feed. Okay. They see there's an email that pops up in their email amongst a sea of emails, and they're choosing to watch your video. It's an absolute must. And I know you have content like that yourself. I hope that I'm one of those people where you see an email of mine, you click it open. Because you know the shit's going to be good, right? Or it's a video, you know it's going to be like entertaining. You're going to feel something. You're going to get something out of it. It's something that you need to hear. And that's your goal, is you want to be that, but for your people. So you have to go deeper. You can't just be talking about the same surface stuff that you see other people talking about. That doesn't make you unique. That doesn't stand out. You need to talk about stories and circumstances and situations that you've been in, and even friends of friends that have been in, even stories that you overhear, your thoughts on certain current events or industry things that are going on, and your unique take and your unique perspective and your unique way. That uniqueness is what is going to attract your super fans and have people wanting to come to you and hear about and asking questions on, oh, what do you think about this going on in our industry? What's your take on this? What do you think about this? This is how you establish yourself as like a go-to expert in your field. And this doesn't mean you have to be the person who's making tens of millions of dollars to be the expert, or have a gazillion followers or a bunch of awards. You're being seen as like a trusted person in the space. Maybe that's a better way to say it, because I know a lot of you get really kind of weird when I use the word expert, because it's so easy for all of us to go, well, I'm not an expert. I mean, I have a mentor that's an expert, or so-and-so is an expert, whatever. But you are someone who is a trusted go-to person, and you want to be that in business. If you're not that in business, I don't think it's going really well for you. I don't think you're making a lot of money. And what is required for you to do that is you've got to take the veil off. You have got to speak to your people and in your content like you would behind closed doors with someone. You can't be the Pollyanna polished version of you. It can't be, as I call myself, like newscaster Tiff. It can't be the job interview version of you. It's got to be how you genuinely talk if you were one-on-one mentoring someone and being like, listen, this is how it is. Like, this is what you need to know. This is the real deal on this. That's what people want, is they crave real. They don't want more of the sugar-coated stuff. And I know you see a lot of people who sugarcoat, who seem like they have all this traction and all these likes and all these shares and all this engagement. And they say they have this large email list. I don't give a shit what size your email list is. What's your open rate, honey? And on top of your open rate, what's your conversion rate? How many people are buying? Because if people are just absorbing your content and they're not taking a credit card out and they're not excited and compelled to buy from you, we have a problem. How do you get people excited and compelled to buy? Well, first you have to build a relationship. You can't come in like buy from me, buy from me, buy from me when they haven't even felt like they've gotten to know you. You have to create content and have verbiage that is so specific that this ideal client of yours is like, I'm blown away that I'm being understood at this level. Like, let me give you an example, okay? Because I know you learn really well by examples. If you're watching me on ProjectME TV, and in the posse, I do this too. I have to always warn people who are new because they're like, what is Tiffany doing? Is she possessed? Well, I might be possessed. I'm possessed by cash, cash machines, okay? But I close my eyes and I have to rock sometimes just to use that empath side of me and really get into the energy of where my ideal client is currently at, her current struggles, her core desires, what's frustrating her, what's irritating her, what's upsetting her, what does she want? What does she want to change? So if I'm sitting here right now and I'm just like going into it, my guess is where you're at right now at this point in the year, you're like, holy shit, how has another year gone by? This went by so fast. It's creating anxiety in your nervous system that you hate. You feel like you're behind. You feel like so many people are so many steps ahead. You've probably even fallen into some comparisonitis, and that's a terrible place to be. And you shouldn't do it. And you shouldn't be scrolling and doing it, but you almost can't help yourself. And you feel like you're in this state of you're frozen. You've learned a lot of things and you kind of know what to do. And you've done some things that work, but nothing's really worked consistently. But then there's so many things you feel like you have to do and so many things you feel like you have to think about and all these different points that you have to cover. And it all feels like so much. And then you wake up every day hoping you're going to feel motivated, hoping you're going to feel more focused, hoping you're going to be on it to record the videos, to write the things, to create the offer, to do the things. But then you never quite get to that point where you feel like you have it all together. Then you get mad at yourself. Then you feel guilty. Then you feel frustrated. Then your dream feels further and further away. And you start wondering how all these people are doing it. And then you even ask yourself, am I not cut out to do this? Is this just a pipe dream that I think I want, but I don't really have what it takes? Because if I had what it took, it would just seem so easy. It would be so seamless because these people seem to do it so easily. And what is wrong with me? But ultimately, I know that this is the ticket in order for me to have the life that I want, to have it on my terms, to be in control of my time, to do what I want to do and not feel trapped and in someone else in control of how much money I make. Like I see what's out there to be made. I see enough people doing it and I want it. I just need someone to simplify it to me and make it very clear on what I need to focus on step by step. And I need to put on tunnel vision, help keep me accountable. And I promise I will show up. And if that is you, and if you're like, oh my fucking God, literally, that's my brain, Tiffany, that's me, you're joining the posse. Like, period, end of story. And the fact you're even listening to this episode, because I gave this special extension literally only for my posse people. So you're also in the right place at the right time. And it's time to make a move and stop. Oh, well, I did a course before and I've hired a coach before and I have other programs that I have and it's in my like digital graveyard that I've not used and I've not followed through and it just made me feel more overwhelmed and like I don't, I feel like this is going to be one more thing. Well, then you have just put yourself into a box and you've backed yourself into a corner. You have to either trust that I know what the fuck I'm doing and I know how unwell you are in the mind and how multi-passionate, ADHD, insane you are, and that there's a reason my posse membership is famous and why people stay in it for as long as they do and why it's their favorite part of the week and why the results are remarkable is because it's designed to work with that brain of yours that brain that goes into that paralysis, that brain that gets easily overstimulated, where you need things clear, cut, and dry and straightforward and cutting out all of the fluff. And that's exactly what I do in there. You know, it's in the show notes. So that's where you can access the Black Friday link. This is it. This is your literally your final chance. And it might already be full, but the page will say that when you go to it. But you see what I did there. I did have to pause and take a moment and really tap into it. And you're not taking the time to tap into it and feel into it. And it's a skill. You get better and better with that over time. You might be going, oh my God, how did you do that so easily, Tiffany? You just slipped into that. I wish I was as good as you. My content muscle is highly developed. This is why I teach it. It's because I've practiced. That would be like me going on a snowboarding trip with people, which, by the way, I've never snowboarded. I've only skied a couple times and I'm not very good. And me taking a lesson and being so envious and pissed and frustrated and feeling like, gosh, like I'll never be able to like have fun and just cruise and look cool going down a mountain, it being exhilarating. I'll never be able to do that. Like, look how easy it comes to them. And I'm over here on like the bunny slope, paying for an instructor and like falling every 2 seconds. Well, how the fuck do you think those people got to the point where it's fun, easy, breezy, and they look so like slick on that mountain? They started on the bunny slopes as well. And they kept going, they kept going, they kept going, they kept improving that skill. I am no different. And you quit so early and give up so early because it's like not working instantly. Well, that doesn't work for any area of your life. And it's certainly not going to work for this. There's ways to make it easier for you to shave off the time to be able to get the results and make the money faster. And that's by learning from someone like me, just like hiring a private snowboarding instructor, right? Like, and you going more often and practicing more often and having a good mindset around it, right? And like continuing to invest in yourself and invest your time and energy into learning it. And of course, then it's inevitable. You're going to improve at it. And when you improve at your content creation, when you improve at these two skills, what comes with that is money. Like it's inevitable. It's not an if or maybe. It's inevitable. Same when you look at other things with my snowboarding analogy. It's inevitable. The more you practice, the more lessons you take, the better you improve your mindset around it. And you keep going, you keep going, you keep going, you keep growing. You're going to escalate to the different, levels of mountain. I think it's like green, blue, diamond, black diamond. You're going to continue to get better and better. And therefore, the payoff is you're better and it's more enjoyable. It's more exhilarating. It's more fun. It gets easy. You don't fall as much. It becomes a thing, right? It becomes you get the payoff for it. That's also inevitable. It applies to every area of your life, but you've seemed to have forgotten that. And the deeper you go, the dollars will flow. I need you to go deeper with your people and your content, which is why having outside sources and just saying, oh, you create all my content for me and you post it because I don't have time to deal with it and it's too much, you are fucking yourself. 80 to 85% of your job when you want to monetize online, when you want to make money online, or you have an arm of your business that you really want to have sales happening all through the night online, 80 to 85% of your job is content creation and creating content that connects emotionally to your ideal client and converts them into buying from you. That's literally your job. Those are all little salespeople working for you all throughout the night that have a compound effect on one another when someone is binging your content, and they all go together. That's your job. The rest of your job is creating your digital offers, managing your product store, coming up with new ideas, working with your clients, doing speaking gigs, writing a book, whatever your different things are. But like, yes, your job is to be doing this content creation and you get better and better at it, but you've got to be willing to go deeper. So ask yourself, what is a deeper way I can approach this topic? What is a deeper way that I can talk about what happens as a result of working with the right realtor? What is a deeper way of being able to have someone connect. Let's say they have a clothing store. What's a deeper way I can connect with my audience that goes beyond clothing? You're not selling clothes. I'm not selling a posse membership. Okay. You're not selling an accounting service. You're not selling a yoga healing practitioner. You're not selling Reiki. You're selling the transformation on the other side. Nike doesn't sell shoes. It's a brand, right? It's selling what you feel those shoes are going to do for you, how those shoes are going to make you feel. The posse is selling you the transformation of you being able to cash in on your gifts, passions, and talents online and shaving off the time it takes to get there, having fun while doing it, and finally taking the mystery out of making big money online and being able to have that feeling of, oh my God, I get to work part time and I get to make more in a month than I've ever made in a year. And this gets to happen repeatedly while I'm helping people and doing stuff that I love. And I get to do it from anywhere that I want in the world. And it gives me the money to be able to have options for the best healthcare, the best continuing education, the best homes, the best experiences, the best trips, the best whatever. That's what I'm selling. You see what the difference is? But if you are not getting deep with your audience on where they're at, what they're going through, what they're desiring, why they're desiring it, and connecting with them through your own personal story, your own personal anecdotes, your own personal takes and angles and perspectives on different topics, it's not going to translate. Because as soon as someone lands across a piece of your content where they go, holy shit, wow, this like really hit home. I've never heard someone approach it this way. Like, wow, she really gets me. Like, unbelievable. Like, she gets it. And I know you've run across content like that. Likely, I'm at least one of the people you've hit that. Like, let's look at the holistic psychologist as an example. A lot of my listeners know who she is. She seemed like she came out of nowhere and she nailed it. Why does she nail it? It is so specific. It's so detailed. It's so nuanced that if you are someone who has complex PTSD, if you're a trauma survivor, if you've had a dysfunctional childhood, man, it just rings the bell. And you're like, wow, I never thought of it that way. Wow, that is totally me. Wow, I feel so seen and understood. And therefore, it's trained you to make sure you stop your scroll and read every piece of content that she puts out because there's something in there that you're going to benefit off from, right? And that's what we would be doing for you. But you have to be willing to improve and get better and better at the skill. And you can't say, I don't know where to start or what to do. I just gave you a starting point here and how to actually learn how, continuing to learn how to do this, which is a direct correlation to how much money you're going to be making off of your content. That depends on, are you going to show up in the posse? Are you going to watch the trainings? Are you going to implement the stuff? Are you going to ask questions? Or are you going to sit back in the sidelines and make an excuse of, this is so hard. I don't always want to be on my phone. I'm not really sure what to do. I've already put out 37 posts and I've not made any money. Well, how many times do you think someone has fallen on a snowboard before they've made it down without falling? You ask anybody, you ask a surfer, how many times how long did you really stay up on the board? Like, how many times did you fall before you were able to stand up on that board confidently and actually ride a legit wave? They might even say thousands of times. Are you willing to do that in order to get the payoff that's waiting for you? And no, this does not have to take years. It just all depends on your energy and your intention and how all in you are. But all of it is sitting here. So one, take back control of your content. Whoever you have helping you with it, you need to be immersed in it yourself. Number two, you have to go deeper. That's what makes it unique. You have to put your unique spin on it. You have to talk to people as though you are behind closed doors, not as though you're talking from a stage to all these people and you're being super PC and super polished. People don't want that. They don't want a politician version of someone they're listening to online. They want someone to shoot it to them straight so that they can get results. You know, the people who want the polished, enabling, inspirational only content, those are the energy vampires. Those are the people who will watch all your stuff. They'll even engage all your stuff and they never fucking buy from you. 95% of the people who buy something from me and my clients, we've never heard of in our lives. They've never DM'd. They've never commented. Maybe they've liked, they've definitely watched, they've definitely listened. They may have left a podcast review, which I so appreciate. But this is not someone who's commenting on all your stuff, always DMing you. 95%, I've never heard of them. I don't recognize their name because they simply take action. They're not consuming, trying to just get stuff for free, trying to figure it out, trying to play cheap. They take action. They get in there and they do the thing. And don't you want those people in your audience? Then you won't feel drained. The reason if you're feeling drained by your content, it's because you have energy vampires consuming all of your content. That's why. But you have a great energy exchange where, yeah, you have energy. There's energy vampires. There's content consumers that are watching it. That's fine. They're great for engagement. But you have a great energy exchange where I'm putting out content and I'm making, a few $1,000s a week, then $10,000 a week, and then $40,000 a week. That feels amazing. That feels invigorating. That feels like a great exchange. I mean, you have a restaurant and you're putting a labor of love into all of these dishes and presentation and looking at all the details and getting the right silverware and the right napkins and the right vibe and the right music. And your restaurant is regularly empty or people are just coming in and ordering like a tea and an appetizer. That shit ain't going to feel good and you're going to go bankrupt. You need to have people coming in, taking the whole family, ordering the steak and lobster special, telling everybody about it, posting about it on their Instagram. That's just going to fuel you even more because you feel like I'm abundant, I'm receiving, I'm giving, I'm being of service, I'm giving so much, but I'm also receiving. My tank is not empty. It's a very fair, even exchange of reciprocity. But in the beginning, it's not going to feel like that. In the beginning, you are going to feel like I'm giving, I'm giving, I'm giving. Is it ever going to pay off? Well, you've got to know it's going to pay off as long as you are following an actual proven plan like I teach you in the posse. If you're doing it from your ass and you're posting and hoping or trying to reverse engineer and study other people in your industry and kind of create content and emails and stuff like they are, it's not going to pay off. It's not going to go well. And if you do end up making money, you would have made money a lot sooner if you actually just invested and learned the skill and learned the plan. Like you can do a do-it-yourself plan if you're okay to be on like a 5-10 year plan. But I can tell you, I would rather start cashing in like quick from my content than I would rather wait years before I'm starting to see it. Like this is a compound effect that just compounds after you put out every piece of content. You're building layers and layers and layers and layers of bricks on this path to the ultimate cash machine. And the longer you resist and the longer you wait on doing it, you're just elongating that path of how long it's going to take you. And not on my watch, honey. We're not about to do that. So if this didn't inspire you to take action, make a move, empower you to get in the damn posse, to take back control of your content and come at it from a different angle. If you come at it from a different angle, you're going to get a different result. And that's really what I was wanting to get you to do today, is really look at it differently. And right now is the perfect month to do that. Go see if there's any spots left in the posse. ProjectMeWithTiffany.com/Black Friday 24. You can swipe up. The link is in the show notes in the description here on YouTube. If you love this episode and appreciated it, please share it with someone. you know is a content creator, wants to be a content creator, wants to monetize online, it would be amazing if you left a written Apple Podcast review of the show. If you want reviews, if you want testimonials, if you want shout outs from people, you've got to check yourself and go, when was the last time I shouted out someone where I really appreciated their wisdom and what they shared with me? When was the last time I wrote a podcast review? It takes 30 seconds. You don't know how to do it? You can Google it. It's step by step. It's very easy. If you're a Spotify listener, tap the 5 stars, take a screenshot, share it on Instagram, Facebook stories. If you are a YouTube watcher, make sure you subscribe, you comment. You can also take a screenshot and share this episode in Facebook or forward the link to the episode to friends, family, people that you know are going to appreciate the episode. And if anyone doing content on your team for you, I would require them to listen to this episode so that they understand that now you're going to be coming at things from a different angle. So they're on board, but we're doing things a little differently now because this is what is going to get you dollars. You differentiate yourself in the space, the dollars will inevitably flow. Wishing you great health, wealth, and worth as always. Love you.